Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Mass Effect 3 Legendary Edition. In the last episode, we brought Primarch Victus on board the Normandy. He had a request, a somewhat impossible request, but we're gonna give it a go. He wants the Krogans to defend Palaven. That is gonna be quite the tall order, but we're gonna give it our best shot. However, something has happened down on deck 3. EDI's gone offline for some reason. Hello, yes, the AI core was over here. What's happening? Hello?
Automated systems have the fires contained. It should be safe to enter. We'll follow your lead.
Okay.
Joker, what's that sound?
Fire extinguishers, Commander. Could be an electrical fire, or something.
I'm going in. EDI, talk to me.
Is there a particular topic you wish to discuss, Shepard?
EDI,
Yes.
you're in Dr. Eva's body.
Not all of me, but I have control of it. It was not a seamless transition.
Okay! Oh my god. If we thought Joker was flirting with the ship before, now the ship has titties and an ass. Oh my god. What happened?
A transition? You blacked out on us for a while there.
Correct. When we brought this unit on board, I began a background process to search for its information on the Prothean device. This eventually triggered a trap. A backup power source and CPU activated, and the unit attempted physical confrontation. Fortunately, I was able to gain root access and repurpose it as I saw fit. During this process, it struggled. Thus the fire.
Okay, I don't know how Naomi would feel. I mean, literally, the last time we saw this body up and about, it was damn near killing Kaiden. I think she'd be a bit freaked out.
EDI, you need to alert us about incidents like this. You shouldn't have done this alone.
Bringing the crew up to speed would have been counterproductive. All attempts to help would have been limited by reaction time.
So if you're in there, are you still in the ship?
I exist primarily within the ship. For optimal control, this unit should remain within Normandy's broadcast or tight beam range.
Are you planning to take that body somewhere?
Normandy's weaponry is not suited to every combat situation. This platform could provide limited fire ground support.
You mean you could come with us?
Correct. This body could accompany you to areas the Normandy cannot reach.
New companion? Oh, okay, well, we need to test it first, but...
Before we do that, I need you to guarantee this mech doesn't have any more surprises in it. Run whatever tests you can, then we can talk about using it in combat situations.
One moment. I am running trials. Complete. I can send you a full report if you wish. However, my first step should be restoring functionality to the Normandy to reassure the crew that all is normal.
Just don't be surprised if the crew's a little wary of your new body. It was shooting at them a little while ago.
An excellent point. I will take it to the bridge. Joker will also want to see it.
On that, we can agree.
Yep, Joker is going to be very excited when he sees that. I can tell. I know this. Flipping it. You're right, Charquas.
Was that EDI who just walked by?
Yes, it was.
Joker is going to have a field day with this.
Okay. Okay, now let's have a chat with everyone. Let's have a chat. Garrus, buddy. Oh, it is good to have you back on board.
2 dreadnoughts have been lost in a matter of hours.
I know, Primarch. I'm seeing the same numbers myself. They don't look good.
We have to turn this around, and fast.
Well, you can trust Shepard, sir. If anybody can get the Krogan to cooperate, it's her. She's an old friend of Urdnot Rex.
Let's just hope friendship still counts for something in this war.
I'm sure it will, sir.
I mean, if it doesn't, we can just headbutt him. We can do that. I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
Garrus, didn't waste any time getting to work, I see.
After what I've been through lately, calibrating a giant gun is a vacation. Gives me something to focus on.
We're gonna need you for more than your aim.
Oh, I'm ready for it. But I'm pretty sure we'll still need giant guns. And lots of them. Sovereign didn't go down without a fight. I doubt 1,000 more of his friends will be any different. Still not convinced I should have left Palaven behind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was so difficult leaving Earth. Leaving all of that behind. Naomi can absolutely relate.
There was a boy back on Earth. Couldn't have been more than 6 or 7. I watched him die as the Normandy escaped the attack. Somehow I'm still alive. And he's not.
Being right about the Reapers has never felt much like a victory, has it?
We both knew this fight would be tough. Damned if the Reapers haven't delivered.
At least my government listened to me. Or pretended to. They finally gave me a task force as a token to shut me up.
So, you're their expert advisor now?
Just followed your example, Shepard. Yell loud enough and someone will eventually come over to see what all the fuss is about. Not that they'll actually do anything about it.
Until hell shows up at their door. Then they put you in charge.
Not like the old days, is it? Rogue Spectre and C-Sec agents running and gunning outside the lines, making it up as we went along. We're actually respectable now.
Oh, darling. Naomi is still making it up as she goes along. She has no clue what she's doing. And because she has no clue, it will not be easy. Naomi is not good at forward planning. She isn't necessarily the best at that. She deals with situations as and when they arise. Yes. It won't be easy.
Yeah. I have a feeling that respect comes with a lot of sleepless nights. I can't even count how many lives are depending on us, Garrus.
Well, when things are looking grim, and I'm pretty sure they will, just remember, a certain Turian friend of yours isn't sleeping any better, and he'd be more than happy to meet you at the bar and drink you under the table. Something else you want to talk about?
Oh, hell, let's go out for drinks with Garrus. That'd be lovely. Hell yeah. Oh. And now on to more depressing topics. Yeah, how's your family doing? Do you know if they got out?
You mentioned you still had family on Palaven.
My father is there. Sister, too.
How long's it been since you heard from them?
Long enough to be worried.
Oh. I mean, Naomi would be worrying. If she had family that she gave a shit about here's the thing, I think at the end of the day, she doesn't know whether her mum is alive or dead. Her mum could have OD'd years ago, or she could have gotten her shit together and she might be living a perfectly ordinary, respectable life. Maybe she got married. Maybe she had even more kids. Naomi doesn't know. Naomi hasn't seen her for... Oh, God, I think the last time she saw her, she was 13. She was... You know what? I can actually check my notes on this. How old was she at the beginning of Mass Effect 1? She was 29, so that is, I can't math, 16 years? Yeah, so that's 16 years alone. However long it takes to do Mass Effect 1. Then there's 2 years in between that. And then it's been 6 months, I think they said, between Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. So that's probably close to like 19, maybe 20 years. Somewhere thereabouts. Let's put it at 19 years. Let's put it there. She hasn't seen her mum for 19 years. She could absolutely have younger siblings that she has no clue about. Let me go back to my timer. There we go. I think on some level, she does worry. Because I've said this before. Naomi likes who she is. On a fundamental level, Naomi says, like, this is who I am, and I don't think I'm such a bad person. I enjoy being me. I enjoy all of these different aspects of myself. And so much of who I am is based on how I grew up on Earth. Because I had to join the gang, because I had to do this, you know, X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't mean that she thinks, oh yeah, my mum was right to neglect me. She's not saying that at all. She's not saying, oh, and what that means, you know, what my mother did was completely A-okay. Neglect your kids, people. It might make them into a, you know, a functional human being. Like, she's not saying that. She's saying, like, what my mum did wasn't right. However, I can't ignore the fact that who I am is based so heavily on her actions, and I like who I am. I can thank her for making me into the woman that I am today, but I'm not thanking her for being a neglectful mum. It's like thank you for making me into the person I am, but fuck you for neglecting me. That wasn't okay. Does this make any kind of sense? It makes sense in my head. Here's the thing. People aren't always rational. People don't always have logical, emotional responses to stuff. You can have an incident and you can feel, like I said, you know, she's like, A, this made me into the person I am, but I also don't necessarily think it was right. It's not okay what my mum did, but I am still on some level grateful because it made me into who I am. Emotions don't always make sense. Emotions are subjective, not objective. They are confusing and, you know, messy. I think that's a pretty good, you know, explanation. How does Naomi feel about her mam and a childhood, messy. It was messy. If she had family she cared about on Earth, she would be bricking it right now. If Skylar was still alive and she were down there, Naomi would have fought tooth and nail to stay. Tooth and nail. But Naomi is also, I've said this before too, Naomi in her way is very hypocritical. It is one rule for you and one rule for me. A, I see that you are traumatized. Don't let your trauma control you. Fuck Cerberus. I'm gonna kill them. I'm not gonna tell her. Like, Naomi is very much controlled by her trauma, but she would always say, hey, don't let your trauma control you. I'll let it control me. One rule for me, one rule for everyone else. So yeah, I do think this makes sense. Yeah, if she were in his shoes, she'd be bricking it, but she is still gonna say, hey, don't worry. I'm sure everything will work out.
I'm sure they're okay.
That's the thing about getting old, Shepard. The platitudes get just as old. Pretty soon, blind hope is all we'll have left. And I hate being blind.
Fair.
I know you don't have any illusions about what we're up against, Garrus. How do you rate our chances?
I know it looks bad now, but I think we can win this, Shepard. For the first time since we met, we're not alone in the fight. It's something I learned long ago in C-Sec. An imminent and painful death has a way of motivating people. Instead of questioning your every word, whole civilizations are going to be begging you to save them.
After what's happened to Palaven, you still believe that?
I didn't say there wouldn't be casualties. It's something Turians are taught from birth. If just one survivor is left standing at the end of a war, then the fight was worth it. But humans want to save everyone. In this war, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, people are absolutely gonna die.
So what's this Reaper task force you've been running?
After what happened to you out there in Batarian space, I knew time was running out. For all of us. The Citadel Council was a dead end, so I did something I never thought I'd do. I went to my father.
He used to work for CSEC, didn't he? I seem to remember that the two of you didn't see eye to eye.
To put it mildly. But he still had heavy pull in the Turian government. The Primarch, well, the old one, was a friend of his. So I went to my father and laid out everything we knew about the Reapers, from Saren all the way to the Collector base.
Oh, he probably laughed. We don't know Garrus's dad. We don't know his dad. We're not going to slag him off like that. Yeah, it does make for an absolute hell of a story.
I'm not sure even I'd believe it.
I had to admit that parts of it sounded crazy, meeting Vigil, talking to Sovereign on Vermeer. But my father just listened. It's what he did in his days at CSEC, putting together all the pieces. If the connections were there, he wouldn't deny them, and he saw what we always knew. The Reapers were coming.
I'm glad someone finally agreed.
He did more than agree. He took it to the Primarch.
I like his style.
Except the Primarch wasn't as convinced. My father kept pushing and finally got him to commit some token resources. And if you call them a task force, it sounds like you did something about it.
Why can't Garrus's dad be the counselor? Why couldn't he have been on the council? He would have been useful.
What'd you do with him?
As much as I could get away with. And a little more. We hardened our lines of communications, expanded emergency stockpiles across the colonies, improved our early warning detection protocols.
You think it helped?
I'd like to think it bought our fleet some extra time. We'll know when this war is over.
So you can vouch for this new Primarch?
Well, even if I couldn't, you go to war with the army you have.
Will he live up to his word?
I've never known Victus to lie. Play fast and loose with strategy, maybe, but betray an ally. Not his style. And if he did try, well, we'll just find another Primarch.
Oh my god. It could never happen. It could never happen. But we do know an assassin. And maybe if we assassinated enough people, we could get Primarch Garrus. Maybe.
I noticed generals saluting you, Garrus. How far down the line of secession are you these days?
Let's not go there.
Primarch Vicarian, honored war hero. Somebody's gonna have to rebuild Palaven when this is over.
Yeah, somebody who knows how to hold a hammer.
Aww. I think you do a good job, buddy.
That's all for now, Garrus. It's damn good to have you back.
Wouldn't miss this fight for anything. Now, I'm sure somebody screwed up something down here. I want to get the old girl back in fighting shape.
Oh, buddy. Buddy. Oh, I love Garrus so much. And to be honest, when Garrus said, oh yeah, I trust Victus. I trust him. I think Naomi would like, hey, if Garrus trusts him, we trust him. Anything else?
Good to be back on board, Shepard.
Okay, just checking. Oh, and it's good to have you back, Garrus. So good. Oh, I do wonder. So I know Tally's gonna be coming back. I know that she and Garrus were the two squad mates who appeared in every single game. I do wonder how many of the squad
You're
from
positive you don't want to come over and talk?
No, the gun battery is nice and quiet. If I throw down some rugs, it'll get downright cozy.
Garrus?
I'll be fine, Liara. Just gathering some thoughts.
All right.
Oh, that's so kind of you to check up on him, Liara. Bugger, I was saying something. And I've completely forgotten what it was. Shit. Yeah, that was it. How many of the companions from Mass Effect 2 are gonna make a comeback? I'd be interested to see that. Yeah, and we don't have any new upgrades. Okie doke. Ooh. Alliance Interrogation Record, Cerberus Operative. Alliance Interrogator 1. Check out these implants she's got jammed into her face. Alliance Interrogator 2. Shh, she's awake. Cerberus Operative, unintelligible. Interrogator 2. Do you know where you are? Cerberus Operative, unintelligible. Interrogator 1, you know how much goddamn trouble you're in? Interrogator 2, hey, ease up. Listen, you're in trouble, I'm not gonna lie. But that doesn't mean we can't work something out. If you help us, we can... Explosion! Interrogator 1, you okay? Interrogator 2, I'm okay. But holy hell, she's dead. Interrogator 1, what? Interrogator 2, the whole front of her face is gone. Some kind of ocular flashbang? Interrogator 1, well shit, is everyone in Cerberus rigged up like that? Naomi, you were concerned about your bugged elbow. Did they bug your eyeball? I'm sure that if they had bugged her eye with explosives, I'm sure that would have been sorted out in between games. That's gonna give Naomi nightmares. That right there, oh dear.
Something on your mind?
Just old memories. I spent a few weeks on Palavin's South Peaks when I was very, very young. A Turian there teased me a little, saying that the mountains went on forever. I remember believing him. When I looked up at Palavin from its moon, I saw those same mountains burning.
Oh, darling.
Feel free to look around.
Okay, thank you.
Greetings, Commander.
I'm just leaving, but thank you, Glyph. Yeah, this... There is going to be so much heartache. There is going to be so much heartache and death. And the likelihood of this ending, you know, with like, oh, you get like this, you get the super ending, you know, and no one died and everyone who you thought had died on Palavin actually lived. Your Primarch Fedorian, he was actually just in a cave, he got lost and everything is tickety-boo and this, that and t'other. But yeah, that's not gonna happen. That is simply not gonna happen. That is impossible. I don't know how I want this game to end. I will say I do want there to be casualties. I want this to feel real. I want this to feel like there were stakes. So I hope that, you know, I hope that there are casualties. That sounds awful, but I think in regards to Naomi, I've got...
I have to ask, do all war reporters look so, feminine? I mean, you're made up so well.
We actually have a research department for that. They focus test looks, voice, manner. Apparently, girly is good. Sorry, pay more attention. Solarians relate to high-pitched voices.
And Turians?
Turians are nuts. A civilization of war nerds. Loyal viewers, but they write the creepiest fan mail.
Ugh. Jeez, okay. And just to finish off my thought, I think in regards to Naomi, I think I'd like this to end with her death. I think that's the story I want to tell with Naomi. I think Naomi is a character who is so deeply defined by her trauma because of, you know, what happened on Earth, how she grew up, what happened on Akuz. She carries all of that with her still. And then, you know, everything that happened in Mass Effect 1, all of Mass Effect 2, where she, you know, became a slave for a little while. Like, Naomi is so characterized by her trauma. I think I'd like this to end with her metaphorically being able to put down her pistols and she goes into that good night. That's kind of the story I see for Naomi. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. It's like in Dragon Age 2, I wanted my Hawk to die at the end, and it's like, yeah, no, Hawk will always survive no matter what. I was really rather miffed at that, but oh well. So I don't know if that is a possibility here, and please don't spoil me. I'm not asking for spoilers or out like that, but if I had a say in things, I think that's how I'd end this game, with Naomi's death. Now... Hello there, madam. I'm looking at my timer. I only have about 5 minutes left, so you know what? Let's finish off right here. With some codex entries first, of course.
Admiral Stephen, the Enhanced Defense Intelligence, or EDI, serves as an information source and cyber warfare defense system on the rebuilt Normandy SR-2. The ship's crew can access EDI at any terminal or through radio contact. During an attack from a collector vessel, pilot Jeff Joker Moreau gave EDI full access to the Normandy systems, allowing the ship to escape. Although EDI retains the control that Moreau gave her, she is usually content to advise the organic crew members who fly and maintain the ship.
It's gonna be so weird seeing her with this body. Especially, I'm sorry, the titties are distracting. And I don't mean that in like a, titties, I'm drooling, like, I don't mean it like that. I'm just, as I said, I'm just like, why does this robot have such big boobs? Why does she have massive hungala-kungas? Like, what is... Massive hunkala-dunkakalaroos? Like, it's just... They're huge! I fucking love that meme. Yeah, it's gonna be cool seeing her with a body, but I'm just the titties, why?
Biotics is the ability of...
Hello.
The genophage bioweapon was created to end the Krogan rebellions. The Turians fought the Krogan to a standstill, but the sheer weight of Krogan numbers indicated they could not be stopped through conventional means. The Turians collaborated with the Solarians to engineer a genetic counter to the Krogan's rapid breeding. The genophage virus replicated by eating key genetic sequences, altering every cell of Krogan physiology, so the Krogan could not use gene therapy to fix the affected tissues. Once a genophage strain could replicate no more, it would starve and die, limiting mutation and contamination. In addition, the created genetic flaw is hereditary. The resulting mutation made only 1 in 1,000 Krogan pregnancies carry to term, reducing offspring viability rather than fertility. Krogan warlords fought battles over the females able to carry children to term. The release of the genophage is still controversial and bitterly debated in many circles.
Affecting fertility would be kinda... That always got me how morally superior Mordin sounded, because he kept saying, oh, no one dies, there's no death, it doesn't kill anything, it just means they can't carry to term. And it's like, well, they're experiencing miscarriages. What do you mean no one dies? They're experiencing miscarriage after miscarriage after miscarriage. It would have been kinder just to affect their fertility. This is not the moral win you seem to think it is. This is trauma. This is massive amounts of trauma.
The Reaper called Harbinger is believed to be the oldest and largest in the Reaper Armada. From the reaches of dark space, Harbinger managed to control the Collectors, a race of human-sized insectoid bipeds, as it sent them on a campaign to kill and gather humans from vulnerable colonies. The Collectors became a terrifying force in the galaxy, responsible for the murder of hundreds of thousands. Surviving colonists have described the tone of Harbinger's threats heard through the Collectors as they attacked as visceral and terrifying. Alliance intelligence has tentatively identified Harbinger as one of the Reapers leading the attack on Earth.
Visceral, terrifying, and he gets stuck in walls. Like, I'm sorry. This man is not terrifying anymore. I saw him in the wall, just stood there like, I can't move. And at that point, at that stage, Harbinger lost any kind of street cred he had. It's just like, no, sir. You're in a wall, you can't move. Oh, like, I just felt badly for him then. I will never let him live this down. Never. I will keep bringing up the wall incident. I will never let it die. As long as Harbinger lives, so does the wall. Alrighty then. In the next episode, we'll have a chat with... I've forgotten your name. Diana Allers. There we go. In the next episode, we'll have a chat with Diana Allers, see if she has anything to say. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.